Hey guys, how are we doing? Let's get that music turned down a bit. Ooh, not quite that far. There we go. Seems okay. Seems okay. Welcome to the slightly new time slot of live streams for this month. The weather's nice. Look, I'm not even wearing a jumper today. I'm indoors in my north-facing room and I'm not wearing a jumper. I do have my jumper right here in case it gets cold later. But for now, it's blue skies. It's been 20 degrees all day. 20 degrees. 20 degrees. That's perfect. 20 degrees, light breeze, sunshiny, not raining. We're good. That's what we like. Give it another 3 weeks. I'm complaining it's too hot because it'll hit 23. Anyway, what we're doing today, I've got obviously my little sketchbook, my 100 pages in 100 days sketchbook, and I've also pulled out my moleskin mixed media. This is not my journal moleskin, that's a different one. This is just a mixed media moleskin that I thought I might do some drawing in. Hey John, hey Tyler, I've got your weather from yesterday. Yeah, it was nice yesterday as well, but it was cold in here. Whatever temperature it is in this room, whatever temperature it is outside, it's about 8 degrees colder in here. So if it's 17 outside, it's 9 degrees in here. 9 is too cold. But today it's 20. So it's like 12, 13 degrees in here, which is t-shirt weather for me. Hey Kate. Oh, caught you on the lunch break. Fantastic. Oh, so 5 o'clock's going to work for a few people then. Instead of first thing in the morning, I'll catch you at lunch. Marvellous. Let's refill the coffee pot. So, yeah, I woke up. I did stuff. I filmed today. Woo! I've done some more stuff around the studio because I'm still working on that. It's always going to be a work in progress. I'm still doing stuff, but I've had a really productive day, and then all of a sudden, I came across this magazine clipping that I've had. It was over on my other desk, and I don't even know why I kept it. I'm not sure why I kept it, but it's got chickens on it, and I suddenly had the urge to draw chickens. So here we are, and we're going to draw chickens. I mean, why not? It's this page in the sketchbook, right? 22 in Tulsa. Oh, it's not very warm where you are then. Only 2 degrees warmer than here. It is nice though. 22. Dry over there too. That sounds like good weather. Unfortunately, you get weird things like natural disasters, tornadoes, floods. You know, I don't do that kind of weather. Anyway, let me scooch you around. If I can remember which button to press. We're a little out of practice because we've been on holiday for a week. Sorry. Where's Miss Maddie up to? Miss Maddie is up to... Oh, I can't see what it says. 1,010 belly rubs. Plus 1 because somebody left a comment on yesterday's video, which is a bit of a catch-up for what we're doing in April and why things have changed and stuff like that. Yesterday's video, short video, but somebody left a comment saying to please add a belly rub for Maddie. So that was delivered personally to the Duchess herself. She is currently asleep. She may or may not come and wake up any minute now. You'll know if she does. That's all I can tell you. Very dry tornadoes and earthquakes. No. Isn't that what causes tornado? Am I dreaming? Is that what causes tornadoes? Dry air mixing with dry hot air mixing with cold moist air, and they come together and they go because they don't like each other, and then it forms a tornado. Is that right? Or did I dream that? I don't know. I only watch the programmes about the tornadoes. I don't actually live anywhere they have tornadoes. Well, apparently we've had tornadoes here. But they're not particularly big. I mean, they knock over a couple of garden chairs and take a few tiles off roofs. Your tornadoes wipe out entire cities. A bit of a difference. Mid-40s for you. Oh, what's that? 27, 28? Maryland. I don't know where that is. Maryland. I feel like I should know that where that is. But aren't there lots of Marylands? So, I mean, it could be anywhere. Hi, Maria. Chat squirrels in the house. So anyway, let's get started, shall we? While we chat. Draw while we chat. You had an earthquake when you were in the hospital. Oh, nice. Just what you need. Organised Miss, hello. The Aussies are in. Quick, the Australians are here. East Coast, 2 states below New York. Oh! Maryland. Right. Are we talking Maryland as a state? I'm confused now. New York, Pennsylvania, Florida, some kind of Carolina type thing in the middle. Everything else is a bit vague. I know New Jersey is north of New York. That's it. Oh, Maryland as a state, not Maryland a town. Oh, right, okay. Maryland a state. I didn't know there was a Maryland state. Maryland, DC, Virginia? See, I see VA, I think Vancouver. Oh, sorry. Hi, Penny. God, we've got lots of people in today. Right, okay, so this is the piece of paper that I had sitting on my desk, and I don't know why. Did I save it for the red polka dots? I doubt it. I don't like spots. I don't like spotty fabric. Did I have something else on the page? I don't know. Did I save it for the hands? I don't think so. I don't think I saved it for this side, so I must have saved it for this side. But what the hell did I save it for? Because I'm not particularly into chickens. I don't know. Maybe I used the rest of it for something. No idea. We have no idea. But we picked up this bit of paper. We went, what's that? Oh, chickens. We should draw them. And here we are. That brings us up to date. And right now, I am really digging my Mitsubishi double-coloured pencils on moleskin paper. I used the blue. I don't normally use the blue. It's so weird. I used the blue last week to draw something while I was on holiday. I usually use the red, but I used the blue, and I really, really liked it on this moleskin paper. I just loved how it came out. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to draw some chickens in blue with red bits. And we'll see where we go from there. This is complete just, hey, I fancy drawing some chickens. Come along for the ride. I don't know if I've drawn chickens before. But we'll see. Maybe you put the different head on the body of the dot dress. No, I don't do stuff like that. Not unless it was a crazy head of some sort. And even then I'm more likely to draw it. I genuinely don't know. Maybe there was something. I mean, it's not a very big piece of paper, is it? So it's a smaller magazine. That's the threading of the magazine. So it's only like a, well, it's a that size magazine. So it's probably one of those handbag size ones, you know, the full, where they do the normal glossy kind of cosmopolitan style big ones. They do them in smaller sizes. Not that I've ever bought cosmopolitan, but you know, things like psychologies and stuff like that, they do in smaller sizes. They call them handbag size, and they don't have all the big advertisements in. You pay the same price for it, but first they do the big size with the advertisers who pay to have their adverts in it. Then they do a small size that's easier for you to carry about, that doesn't have all the adverts in, and then they charge the advertisers not to be in it. It's quite a good business model, really. So yeah, I don't know why I kept this, but here we go. Let's look at these here chickens. I don't think I've drawn chickens before, so... They're quite tiny. Should we draw all the chickens, or should we just draw a couple of chickens? I don't know. This paper's glossy as well, which is kind of annoying. I'm gonna... Oh, I know. I've got a tarot deck there. Let's prop it up over the tarot deck, and then I can see what I'm doing. You can't really see what I'm doing, but you can see... I mean, that's what I'm doing, okay? It's just chickens in a farmyard. It's nothing special. It's just chickens facing all different ways in a farmyard. Am I going to draw all the chickens? Don't know. Am I going to overlap the chickens? Don't know. I'm going to do big chickens, little chickens? Don't know. Big chickens, little chickens, big chickens. That reminds me of something we used to do in school. Oh, that's weird. You know when you have a kind of a memory, but you can't quite bring it to the fore, so you know it's there, but you don't know. I don't know. I have memories of doing big, whatever it was, stuff, little stuff, big stuff, tall stuff, short stuff, tall stuff. It was like a tongue twister type thing. Anybody remember that? I don't know. Susan, hi. Big fish, little fish, cardboard box. Oh my God, Tyler remembers. Thank you. Big fish, little fish, big fish, little fish, cardboard box. That's what it was. It was... Oh my God. Was it a game or a tongue twister? Or I can't remember what it was. It was weird though. Oh God. Okay, let's just draw some chickens. Come on. I'm going to go with this guy at the back. This is like a nice chicken shape. I don't know much about... I'm not very good at drawing birds, to be honest. I find them a bit tricky. But John Muir Law says if you get the top line and then the... wherever the bottom of the bird is, confused in American, a really awful dance move. Oh, that's right! It was from... Stacking Shells. Oh my God, it's the Ibiza dance. Oh no. Oh no. That's what it was. It was all the Ibiza moves, wasn't it? Oh. I don't know what's sadder, the fact that I remembered that, or that you know what I was talking about. It was like house music. Actually, funnily enough, this kind of music. Do you remember the Ibiza music? Because you couldn't actually dance because there was no room. It was like standing room only in the Ibiza clubs. So everybody just used to lean back and wave their arms about a lot. Oh God. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, John Muir Laws says that if you draw the back end of the chicken and then you find out where the angle of the chest is and the angle of the back and then join the two together, you should be able to get a fairly good representation of a bird. And then it's just a case of getting the angle of the head right, like that. Okay. I think that looks like a bird. I think that looks like a chicken. Let's give him some. So his wing things? Wings. Birds have wings. We've got a fluffy butt. Comes down into little fluffy legs. Big chest bone. He's got this thing on his head. I'll draw that in a minute. Oh, actually that beak is quite curved. Oh, and shorter. I've done it too. There we go. Okay, now let's put a little dark dot, and then he's got red bits around the eye like this, and he's got kind of a red bit there, and what's this? Waddle? Is that what it's called? And then he's got a crest. And I keep saying he, but I'm fairly sure it's probably a chicken. And therefore a she, not a rooster. That doesn't look too bad. All the compilation albums with the word Ibiza in it. Yeah. Hey, we're going to Ibiza. DJ so-and-so rocks Ibiza. And all they did was change the name of the DJ. Now that's what I call Ibiza 1990. Oh dear. Okay. I'm not sure what chicken feet actually look like, but I'm fairly sure they've got kind of a semi-webbed foot and 3 toes, if I remember correctly. It's hard to see what they actually look like. I know they've got claws and they've got really knobbly feet, really knobbly toes. That looks about right. And then we've got probably another foot. It's hard to see because it's very muddy picture. It's a very muddy colour. It's hard to see what's going on because it's quite small. And it's not very clear. And I can't pinch zoom. That's the big problem. I can't pinch zoom to be able to see what's going on. Ooh, that leg is a bit. I don't think we want to bend. We don't want a rubber chicken. That would be weird. It's quite ruffly here. I feel like that's the top of the wing there, that bulge. But I'm not sure because you can't really see it. We're just doing what we can. Do we have a chicken? I'm calling it a chicken. I'm saying it's a chicken, okay? Looks like a chicken to me. Let's draw another chicken. This one's going off the page, so let's try and move him across a bit. If I draw him about, so his tail would be there, and I need a bit more space for his head, so let's start his tail about here. And have him come across, and then like that, and can't see the top of his head, so I'm just going to model it on this one. He's got different red bits here, might because he's leaning forward. You can see different parts of him, maybe. Are the markings on chickens different? Are the markings on chickens different between different individual chickens, like they are on dogs? Because you can have the same breed of dog and it's got different markings. Okay, is that the same for chickens? Birds aren't normally like that, are they? Oh no, my brain. He's got a smaller crest. And it's a different shape. Interesting. I'm just going to let these overlap. I'm not worried about it, because if I decide to colour them in, then I can cover up the bits that I don't want to. Okay, that's coming down at that sort of angle, and then it curves in. They're very heavy chest bone chickens. Very angular chest bone. And little pantaloons. And then this bit disappears up there, and then there's another chicken there. The foot is coming out sort of 45 degrees, and there's stuff over that chicken's foot. But I'm just going to draw what I can see of the foot. Can't really see the back of the foot, but I'm going to put it in anyway, because we can imagine it's there, right? His pantaloons come down a little further. So where's his bump of his wing is about here. So this is wrong. This needs to come further across here and then bump like that. So there's the bump of the wing, and then he seems to have a bump on the other side of his wing. And then we've got kind of this sort of shape here. We're winging it. We're winging it. We're winging it, because we don't know the shape of a chicken's wing, and we can't really see what the reference photo has. So we're winging it. Oh, I'm here all week. Well, today anyway. Okay, he's only got one leg, because this chicken is actually covering the leg of this one, so that's okay. So he's facing us, which is weird. So he's got a very weird shaped face, like that, and we can see his little beak there. And then there's lots of red bits, so we've got kind of he's got a little red mohawk. He's got the same red around the eyes, but he's a different colour. So is that a male version of the same chicken, because there's only two of them? Or is it a different type of chicken? Or what? I've never been so invested in colours of chickens before. He's got very tiny red bits. His red bits are not very big compared to the others. Okay, and then his head comes down kind of like that. And then we've got a big bit, which is the chest piece there, I assume. And then he's got another bit underneath. It's a bit bigger. And where's that bit going? This bit's going up around here. Can't really see much here, but I'm going to assume that's the wing. And then we've got the tail going up, obviously. And then we've got kind of a bit coming out here that's kind of fluffy, coming down. So that must be that bit. And it comes down to into his pantaloons. So there we go. There's that one. And then this has a kind of a frill, which that must mean that leg's going back, I assume. You can see a little bit of a leg there. A little bit of a leg there. I'm just going to use a different reference. Okay, I can see that guy's feet, kind of like that, and they do have webby bits. Not very big, not like a duck, not like completely up the end of the. It's not like completely at the end of the toe like a duck. It's kind of down here somewhere. I assume it's like the equivalent of this bit on us, where it's between keeping the fingers together. Hey, Cody. Like the 70s chickens with the really big feathers that shake little like flares when they walk. It's not the bantam ones, the big black bantams with the big puffy tail feathers. And they have big, like, yeah, big leg feathers. I think that's bantams. There are many, many breeds of chicken, yes. That much I'm aware of. I know enough about chickens to know that there are a lot of breeds of chicken. But I was wondering whether they're like dogs and different breeds of chicken. Within one breed of chicken, you can have different colours. And if so, if you have like a... You know, like when you say you've got a white dog with brown patches, the patches aren't always the same on the dogs. That's what I mean. So like the hens are all brown, but are the brown bits the same? I don't know if these are males or different type of chicken, or the same type of chicken but a different colour. And do their feathers line up? Because zebra stripes are all different, right? Cheetah spots are all different. Now I'm invested and I need to know. Do they have variation within their little bits? Okay, this guy has stripy bits, so I'm not going to get too worried about the stripy bits. I'm just going to kind of indicate that he has stripy bits by doing some little scribbles. Not too detailed because I don't want to get embroiled in any of that. But his stripy bits go around this way on here. And they go kind of crisscrossy over here almost. So like that. And then there's kind of patches of little bits that overlap, almost like a checkerboard almost. And then we've got darker patches and little bits of stripes. That's a darker patch, and that's a darker patch, and then he's got quite a dark patch there. Have those coming out of that coming out of there. Yeah, he looks stripy, right? I don't know what's going on with his foot. I'm going to assume it would be bent if he's walking forward. And I don't know where it would bend, but we're going to make it up and hope that we're about right. He looks a bit sort of pigeon-toed as well. There we go. How are we doing so far? I think we're doing all right. Are we doing all right with chickens? Cat! Somebody said Aries. Chasing your 4-year-old around. Oh, it's spring break. Oh no. Good luck. Okay. I think we've done all right with the chickens so far. I'm going to tidy up that little bit there. Let me find my... I don't need to tidy up. I'm just... Okay, I think this cardboard thing needs to come off now because it's kind of falling apart anyway. Oh, I need to get another paper bag for all my bits of paper. Okay, let's... This pencil isn't erasable. She says erasing it. No, it's not meant to be erasable, but I haven't drawn so heavily with it that I can't lighten it. So you can still see that I drew something there, but now it's not not quite so prominent. I'm going to do the same here, just to lighten up that line across there. And then I'm going to put the line back in as if it's the feathers. Make that a little bit darker, so on. There you go. Now you can't see that it was ever going through the other chicken. Okay, interesting. What else? I can't really see much on these chickens, to be honest. They're just brown blobs with red bits around their faces on legs. This pencil does have a tendency to smudge, so I'm gonna just... Okay, let's do this guy up here. He's got a nice shape. I'm trying to keep them roughly the same size, but some of these chickens are huge. And this is a completely different shape to the other chickens, which is weird. Okay, that's too deep. And then that's too angled. There we go. It's more like that. And then we've got that breastbone again, going down into the leggy bits. And then we've got another chicken here that is, I think, facing the other way. I can't even tell it's actually a chicken. It's just a big ball of brown fluff. And because it's amidst another group of chickens, I'm assuming it's a chicken. That's where we're up to with this bit. So, yeah, let's just do that bit there. And then there's that bit there. This kind of has a texture to it that kind of looks like a chicken's bum. Like that. There's a chickeny bits here. I don't know. Does that look like a chicken? Would you ever look at that and think, oh yeah, that's a chicken? Look at that. That's a chicken. Look at that. Look at that. That's a chicken. No, you would never say that that's a chicken. Hi, Miss Maddie. Miss Maddie's here. Belly rubs for Maddie. Belly rubs for Maddie. Miss Maddie's been asleep all day. All day. All day. This is the first time she has woken up since she woke me up at 8 o'clock this morning for a wee. Yeah. She has not been awake all day. Were you sleepy, my love? Were you sleepy? Are you catching up on sleep from your hollybobs? Yeah. She's power napping her way through April. If you start selling chicken art stuff, I'm sure you'll make a killing with all the chicken parents. Chicken parents? They're chicken parents? Chicken parents? What's a chicken parent? Oh, you mean like people who own chickens? Sorry, we have been interrupted by the pets. Miss Maddie needs the pets and the belly rubs, so deal with it. There you go. Good girl. Right, so this thing that we would not call a chicken, let's put some red bits on it. This guy's got a leg coming over here. Can't see anything else on this guy. Oh, I can see a little bit of a toe there. Then there's another chicken going on there. Here. This is like a jigsaw puzzle. Hi, Miss Maddie. So many people are getting chickens and they've all become obsessed with anything chicken. Oh, because the egg prices have gone up. I mean, it does make sense. If you like eggs and you don't like the egg prices, get a chicken. Right? I mean... Okay, so let's put in the red bits and then we can... So this guy's head is kind of turned away. You can only really see his comb. Comb! That's the name for the thing on the head. Not a crest, a comb. The crest is feathers. The comb is the... Yeah. Hey, Jane! Jane's in France. Have you got nice weather there, Jane? It's lovely here. 20 degrees here, mate. Again, I can't really see the shape of... This is the weird thing about drawing things in different angles. You don't really know what it is you're drawing, because that's not what I mean. You assume when you're drawing things that you can draw it like that. Side on, draw the chicken, right? Sometimes you might draw chicken front on, but you don't then think, oh, well, what if this chicken is side on but his head's turned like that? Or what if this chicken has got his butt to me? Which is apparently what's happening here. Then it's not going to look like a chicken, is it? When you draw it. And not only is his butt turned, but that's his comb. So his butt is turned to you. His butt is here, and then his head is down here. But his comb is pointing that way. So his head is like this. He's like he's looking under a car. So that's kind of interesting. You don't really know what you're drawing because it doesn't look like what you think a chicken looks like in your head. So your brain is trying to make it recognisable as a chicken, but the plain fact of the matter is that what you're looking at isn't recognisable as a chicken. I mean, who would ever think this was a chicken if it wasn't in context of being around other chickens? Oof. Same with this one. This guy here, I can see his tail, and I can see a bit of his wing, and I can see his back, and then a bit of his wing here, and then that is literally it. That's all I can see of that chicken. That's it. There is no other bit of that chicken that's visible. Which is very strange. Hi, Miss Maddie. And the way I want to pinch zoom on the picture because it's really hard to see it. But it's good practice to do it from small pictures like this, because if you were drawing these like in a farmyard or something, they'd be moving around and everything, and you would have to get different angles, and you would be seeing all sorts of weird and wonderful things that these chickens are doing, moving around. A bit easier to see the direction of the feathers on this one. And he's more silken than the others. He's obviously done his hair this morning. Hi! What's that, Bubs? So there's what we can see of his feet. And then this one's coming out in front. And this one's back is a completely different shape because it's feeding. So you can see its back, but then its neck looks really long. And then it's fluffy. And then a leg coming out of there. Oof. Hi, Miss Maddie. I know, I hear you. Hi. What are we crying about, love? Hey! Let's not. And then that seems to be coming from there. It disappears behind this one. Ugh. Maybe I should move this down a bit. Is that better? Maddie! Hey! The door's open, love. The door's open. You can go out. Go on. The door's open. Go out. The door is open. Go out. Maddie, go out. Come on. No, go out. No. Come on. You want to sit in here? Come on then. Hey! Enough. Come on. Don't be silly now. Okay, which one was I drawing? Where did we get to? Can I see the eye on that one? Only a tiny bit up here that might be an eye. Really can't tell. Okay. This one, actually, you can see that bit, which is presumably where the wings come together. Tiny little bit of leg, but not much, because then this guy's fluffy bum is in the way. He's got some tail feathers, this guy. Woo! Like these are all over the place. Okay, dude. And then where's that bit? It's kind of like a frill almost of feathers. Just kind of impressive, gotta be honest. Okay, and then that's coming up there. His head is a very peculiar shape from the back. Very long neck. There's that ruffle around the neck again. Which is interesting because that's kind of like a pigeon has. That must be where the neck feathers kind of grate against each other. Or rub against each other, I suppose. Okay, there's the edge of his wing. Come down, kind of a belly. And then he's got a butt feathers. So this is this bit on here. Okay, so that makes sense now. So this bit here is what this bit looks like from the side. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense now. And again, he's stripy, so we're going to put some stripy markings on him. He's got a darker patch there under his wing area. Got a big white stripe there. Put that in. He does have kind of stripy bits here, but it's really hard to tell. So I might have to define these a little bit more. We'll see. Let's erase in there a little bit. Does that help? A little bit, a little bit. I mean, it looks like a chicken butt. Okay, we're doing all right. And he's got big chunky legs, this guy. And you can see the back side of his foot with his little leg, and then he's got kind of the side of his front toe like that. And then over here, you can't actually see that leg at all, but you can see his foot lifted up, which is interesting. Kind of like that. Make him a little rounder at the front. He's got so these follow the shape. And then these start curving a different way. That might be his wing, actually, because that seems to be coming up there. And this, I think this is his wing here. And that's why this and this are different angles, because then this starts coming around here again as well. So I think that's the wing there, and that's the wing there, that's the tail coming up, and then these bits are his back. Best guess. So then we've got a pink bit, and we can see a big bit of red. So we'll do the red, and then we'll do the kind of a shaded bit for the pink. We'll just make the red look lighter by comparison. And then he's got a big kind of comb thing on the top of his head like that, and you can just about see his eye there, and that's about all you can see. So blend these two in together, and then we'll just give him some rings around his neck. I mean, they're not proper rings, they're kind of almost like a checkerboard pattern, but as long as they look kind of like stripes. I mean, they do look like chicken studies, right? They do look like chickens. They just don't look like perfect drawings of chickens, as you would imagine you would draw a chicken. Okay, red. This one. This one has a small comb and a small eye and a small piece here and a big old chunky thing hanging under its chin there. And then we've got, oh, it's got kind of reddish bits here as well on its cheek, and then it's got very, very small beak. Where's the eye? The eye is kind of here. So this one doesn't even have red all around his eye. He's just got kind of, I don't know, he looks like a Swedish chef chicken. You know, the ones with the eye bags, the red eye bags that come underneath and dangle down. And yeah, it's the same colour as the other chickens. So is it the same type of chicken? I don't know. Okay. The wing thing is somewhere around here. And then it's got kind of fluffy bits. And you can't see the foot, all of the foot, because most of the foot is hiding behind this chicken over here, which also doesn't look like a chicken. Why doesn't this one look like a chicken? I don't know. Okay, so this one is coming around here like this. And then it kind of got a neck piece-ish. And then I think that might be the side of the face and the beak, because I kind of have a kind of like an eye here, but then the comb thing is flopping over to one side. So do those comb things not always stand up like mohawks, or what? What's going on? What is going on? I don't know, but the eye's there. Okay, we're going to put the eye in. There's the beak. There's the bit under the chin around the neck, and then we've got bloomers, and then we've got this bit, so coming back up around here, and then we've got the back of the tail, and then we've got the tail feathers. And now on this one you can see that the tail feathers are actually quite long, and then there's kind of a bumpy bit, like you would expect on a normal bird. And then, I don't know, this seems to be like a wing coming round, because that sticks out and it goes bumpy, like that. And then it comes back in. And then that's going down there, quite smooth. And then we've got the leg coming out. And again, we lose a bit of the toes, but I'm just going to make it up. We know they've got 3 toes, similar length. And kind of webby things in the middle and a bit at the back. So that'll do. And then we've got this bit here. Again, can't really see what's going on, but we can see that there's a bit of leg and a bit of toe. So we're going to assume there's a bit of toe there as well. Okay, I think we're doing all right. These look like chickens, right? I mean, I think they look like chickens anyway. Let's try doing this guy in the middle. I'm putting this over here because this pencil has a tendency to smudge if you rub it too hard. Although it's not erasable, it does kind of lift a bit because it's quite waxy. Oh, wrong colour. Okay, so let's... This guy, you can also see he has long tail feathers and then a bumpy bit. Okay. And then this is coming down here. A significant dip, and then his head is there. This is coming down quite shallow here. And then this is coming around. I think I've done this bit too rounded. Oh, that's the chest bone. So this is like the chest bone here. Okay. So he's kind of turned midsection. Okay. I'm just going to make up the wings. I don't know what's going on. This one might not work quite so well. Got an eye. Got the beak kind of around here somewhere. And then we've got... Honestly, you can only really see the top of his comb coming right down to his nose. We've got a little bit of above and below the eye. A little bit of something on the face like that. And he doesn't seem to have a thing under his throat, so that's interesting. Do they not all have waddles then? Is that what they're called? I don't know. This guy really looks like one of the Swedish chef birds. There's pantaloons, and you can just about see a foot poking out there. Kind of hard to do because he's on the crease of the page, but we're getting there. So there we go. The chickens. Chickens. I kind of like the overlapping chickens. I think it looks kind of cool. Posted a pic of a full-on 70s chicken in Discord. I think I'm thinking of the same ones. That it's like a big, like a bantam. Like a big black frilly thing. Oh, puppy. The puppy! Zen's posted his puppy. Oh. Okay. I can't... Is it in chat? Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, it's a bantam. Crazy. Crazy. We could probably draw him down here. He's about the right size. Maddie, stop. Lovely and sunny in France. Nice. It's nice and sunny here too. I'll tell you how warm it is. It's 6:15 and my hands aren't cold yet. That's how warm it is here. Hi, baby. Hi there. How are you doing? How do you do? Little Miss Maddie. Doobity-doo. Hi. Okay, let's see if we can draw this guy. Actually, I don't want to zoom in on it because if I zoom in on it, it's going to be hard to get it in perspective with these. So let's do him, let's say about here. I'm going to try and keep him in size with the others. So they have these really wide pantaloony type 70s disco pant legs. Hi! Big puffy chest feathers that come down like that. Kind of like a ruffle chest feathers. Crazy hair at the back. And then that comes into kind of a point there, and the face is really red. And it looks like his comb kind of combs over. It looks like it's kind of floppy. I can't really tell. I'm going to zoom in on it in a minute and find out. But that looks like that comes in around his eye there. Like that. And then it's got a dangly bit. Like that. The eye seems to be about there. And there's a bit here, and then there's a little beak. And there's more floof behind that. So I'm going to assume this is his body at the front, and then this is probably his wing coming down on that side. Same on this. This is probably the same. And he's got these big crazy feathers at the back that I'm not even going to attempt to draw completely. They are just crazy. They look like big pieces of chiffon. So we're just going to approximate them. I'm assuming this bit here is kind of part of this bit. And then he's got these kind of weird disc-shaped feathers. Like that. Super fluffy feet. Like crazy fluffy feet. I mean, what the hell is going on with these feet? I don't know. We're just going to... I don't know. Okay, we're just... They're fluffy. He's got fluffy slippers on. We've got kind of an overlap there and an overlap there. More disc-shaped feathers there. Coming into an upwards kind of thing here. This kind of follows that there. That could be the back of his head, I think. That's his eye there. This is coming in kind of dark here. And then look at these wild feet. Like, dude, do you know what you look like? This has got to be a male. This has got to be a male. No female would dress like this. Get some definition in there. Just show where the dark bit is. Same here. Let's get the back of the head in there. Well, that was interesting. I mean, it looks like a chicken, right? He looks like a chicken. It looks like a chicken. It's definitely a chicken. And darken his feet and the bottom is feathers to give him some depth, like that. Oof. I don't know that I'm brave enough to colour any of these, honestly. I am going to give them a bit... some of these have kind of reddish patches on their legs. So I am going to, just for the sake of adding a bit more colour, making some of it just a little bit clearer, I am going to add a tiny bit of colour to the legs. They don't really have red legs. Some of them have brown legs. This one's got white feet. But it just adds a little bit of colour to kind of help you figure out what's going on. Yeah, okay. Chickens. Anyone needs a new rabbit? A new rabbit hole? Oh, rabbit hole. Right. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Looking into jailbreaking your Kindle. Oh, good luck with that. I finally got mine working and then I managed to break the screen. I was a bit mad. Okay, there we go. Click in. Let's take a picture of the chickens. In fact, I might scan the chickens quickly and then I can mess about with them afterwards and maybe colour them or something. So let's do a quick scan of the chickens. Where's the scanner software? There we go. Scan the chickens, photos, scan. Move this up a bit. There we go. Now we can play around with colouring the chickens if we want to. Done. Rotate. Straighten. Whoop, nope. Uncrop. Why are you cropping it to a stupid size? Silly machine. Whoops. Okay. You need a steady hand and I don't have a steady hand. There we go. Cropeth. Fortunately, there's enough white space on this page that I don't actually have to have it completely straight. There we go. Save to there. Save. One. Save. Okay, now we can play around with colouring. See what we're going to colour. I've resurrected my mermaid markers. I don't know why. Just suddenly, here they are. So let's see if we can get... I don't know. These are always a bit dodgy, to be honest. They tend to sploot everywhere, and I have never once squeezed the barrel, even when I took the rings off and put it back together. I've never once squeezed the barrel, even though you're supposed to, and they still flood the page. So I don't know. We'll see. Let's just kind of. I mean, they are nice and juicy. I have to give it that. But I think I need to, rather than just colouring with it, I need to just sort of try and do the markings of the feathers, almost like I'm drawing with it. How's that look? Oh, that's not too bad. It's not too bad. I probably should get another colour to do this. but I don't really care enough to worry about doing the eyes a different colour. Can you still read it with a broken screen? Oh no, no, it's like shattered. I stood on it. It's completely unusable. I don't tend to read on a Kindle anyway. I don't tend to read. I listen to audiobooks. But it was one of those that had the audio. So I used to listen to audiobooks on it because it saved my phone battery. That said, I have to admit, my iPhone 15, I don't have much of an issue with the phone battery. Even last week when I was filming with it, I was using it, I had my phone linked, my watch linked to it. You know, it was doing all the things. It was tracking everything. It was doing a lot of work last week. And yet I still, you know, I got to like 5 o'clock and it was like 30% battery. So I just put it on the battery charger for a few minutes just to top it up. I only had one day where I thought, oh, it might actually not make it the entire day. And I ended up plugging it into a proper outlet. But yeah, so far so good. My iPhone 15 is pretty good with keeping the battery going. Doesn't need a lot of top up. These are alright. These seem okay. Okay, let's, we've got this weird guy down here who doesn't really seem to be let's just see if we can make it a bit more obvious that it's a chicken bum. And kind of negative space around this guy so we can see the shape of his tail there. Let's just make these just a tiny bit longer. There we go, that looks more like a chicken bum. Now we can make this one like this and also look like a chicken bum, but facing the other way. There we go. Look a bit better once it's got all the red bits on. Do a bit darker around here. Okay, that one's black and white, that one's black and white. Let's do this dude. Now that we know what the tail feathers actually look like, I'm going to give these a bit more definition, even though that's not really what it looks like in the picture. It doesn't matter. There comes a point where you have to stop looking at the reference and just make it the way you want to draw the chicken. Oops, that beak went a bit weird, but that's okay. Can do this one. Again, put a bit more of the tail shape in. I think we lost a bit of definition, but, you know, c'est la vie. Okay, I'm going to use kind of, although I've got red on the legs, I'm going to use this kind of yellowy colour. Even though the chicken's beaks are mostly brown and the legs are mostly kind of a creamy colour, I'm going with the kind of add a little bit of orange of what we think chickens' colours are. Simply because it makes the illustration a bit more interesting to have another colour. It also makes it a little bit more clear what's going on, because we've lost some definition with all the brown straggly bits. So if it makes it just a little bit more identifiable to say, oh well, that's a beak and that's a leg and that's a foot, then that will help the brain make sense of the rest of the bits. See, this is flooding. Also this one, even though his feet are white. Yep. I wonder if they work like the Sakuras. Oh, no, they've got ink. Oh, they've got ink things. Okay. So why is there so much ink flowing in when a lot of the ink is actually... Oh, I don't even know. They're just messy. Fortunately, they're also washable, so I can wipe it on my t-shirt. There's a small scratch, it's totally usable, yeah. Small scratches don't bother me. Look at the state of the protective cover on my iPhone. I really should do something about it because it's even starting to lift off now. It's so broken. And it's not like I don't have others to replace it. Plus I keep getting little bits stuck in my thumb when I'm over here. But I don't know, I just haven't got round to it yet. My hands are starting to get cold now, so it must be getting chilly. Okay, so that's all the brown bits. Let's do... I've got a greyish colour. I don't know if this might be a little too light, though. It might work. Might not. We'll see. We'll try it on these guys. Oh, actually, with over the blue, that might just work. Because it's just adding a little bit of definition without going crazy. Now this one feels really dry, see? Compared to the others I was just using, this one feels really dry. And there's a load of ink. Is that what's the problem is? Is that because, is that an airlock? Screen protector's the same last time you changed it. It cracked again within 2 days. Yeah, and it always cracks in the same place. Have you noticed that? Mine always cracks right there. And goes across there, and then it cracks there and goes down, and then this bit goes. So whatever it is I do that causes these to crack, it always happens fairly quickly, and I do it again and again and again. But once I start getting bits stuck in my finger, that's when it's time to say, okay, I think I need to oh. I think I need to... Oh my god! Now this is going crazy. Okay. So there was an airlock. Now there is not an airlock anymore. Maddie, stop, baby. Stop. Stop! Okay. Stop! What is wrong? The door's open, you can go out. The door's open, you can go out. Go out, go out, go out, go out. Go and do what you want to do. The door is open. Belly rubs. Ah! Okay, I think we need to put this one down. This one is gone from completely dry to, oh my god, I'm going to leak everywhere. So maybe we put that one down. Stop! Enough, come on. Yeah, maybe we put that one down. Let's try something else. Let's try... Let's try the acrylic marker. I've got dark grey acrylic somewhere here. Is that a grey or a blue? I don't know. I can't tell till I compare them. That's green. That's the grey. Okay, so let's try this over here. Actually, let's Let's try adding this guy's definition back in over the top of the mermaid marker. Will that work? Who knows? Do we know? Not a clue. Try not to put my hand in that now. I think these might have been better before we started colouring them, but that's what your sketchbook is for. You play with stuff and you find what doesn't work, and then you don't do that again. Okay. Ooh. This one's got that nice brown colour on the front as well, so this is eye. Maddie, stop. No, stop. Stop! The door's open, go out. I need to blot that up, but I don't have a bit of tissue. Can you stop, please? Stop. Come on. I'm going to use the flexible plastic. Well, that's what these are. Believe it or not, that's what these are. Flexible plastic screen covers. An idea for the rock in your skull rat piece, puffins. Oh, a puffin rock. Oh, that sounds interesting. I like puffins. Puffins are cool. Okay. So, we kind of succeeded with the chickens, but since we've added the colour, we've also kind of lost some of the definition. I feel like this guy needs a little bit more dark under here, and so does this one, to match the others. Maddie, stop. No, you're being a brat now. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I don't know what's wrong with you, but you need to stop. So, I think what we need to do is come in with a pen. I very rarely line stuff, but I think I need to come in with a pen. The question is, what kind of pen are we going to come in with? If we make it too small, it's not going to make any difference. You know, with this with this marker, I think I might use this Tombow one, because I think I might be able to give it some more definition where it needs. Block that bit and that bit. There we go. I might be able to add some definition. So let's get the overall shape. Is it even going to stand out against the brown? That's the question. Do I need to outline the red? Also a question. Do I need to outline the feet? I don't know. We can just give it a go and see what happens. That's all we can do. Does it make a difference? Not really. Not really making a difference. Because you can't see the black against the brown. I do like the eye. I think we can do the eyes. Give the eyes some definition. Eyes and beaks. Because those are harder bits than the feathers, right? So if we gave them some definition, that might help. And maybe the legs. So we don't define the feathers, but we define a little bit more of the other bits that have more shape to them. Okay. I don't know what's happening with that one. That one doesn't have a head. I'll come back to the grey one. So this one, whoops, obligatory dog hair. So there's his black eye in there. This is his beak shape. And then he's got a toe sticking out over here. Like that. I mean, it's kind of drawing attention to the face. Let's see if it works with this guy. So there's his eye. There's his beak. And there's his toes. Not really. Eye. Beak. Feet. I think this one's a lost cause. Unless I add more white into him. I just ended up with too much grey. This guy isn't looking too bad. This is an example of, it started off quite well and then it went downhill. And now it's kind of, we don't really know what's going on, and we're getting to the point where we don't really care either. Because it's just probably not salvageable at this point. We all have days like this. I was probably overdue for one, to be honest, because I haven't had one of these in a while. But I'm just like, yeah, the colouring really didn't work out. That said, when you look at it from a distance, it's definitely a page of chickens, right? I mean, I think it really only looks like a page of chickens because of these two. I think we peaked at the beginning with the colouring. And I guess these kind of look like... I mean, they do look like chickens. They're just... This one is not clear at all. Probably needs some white to define where his edges are. He doesn't have any white around his eyes, but I'm going to give him some. And I'm also going to give him a bit around his... Oh. My kingdom for a white pen that works! Seriously. Bic. Make a white ballpoint pen. How hard can it be? That's not even working. Have I got another white anywhere? Do I have another one? I mean, I do have another one. I can just never find the damn thing. Let's use... Yeah. Let's go with Old Faithful. Where's the... Where's my white Prismacolor? No, I can't find it. Okay, let's try the Caran d'Ache. That might work. That's kind of oily. I mean, that's better than nothing, I suppose. Oh. Oh, okay. That might kind of work on here. Yeah, okay. We might have helped this one along a little bit. Okay. And this one has white floof, so now we can paint over this grey bit to make it a little lighter. So that's good. There we go. Same up here. And it's smudging in with the blue waxy pencil, so it's kind of getting a blue tinge to it, which is quite an interesting addition. Okay, so let's add some white texture to this guy. And this is over the acrylic marker, so it actually takes a bit better than it does with the paint marker, with the mermaid marker. Okay, still not very clear, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. Oh, there's my gold ballpoint that I was looking for the other day. Where is my jelly roll pen? My white jelly roll. I have so many pencil cases from taking things out from sketching, and I took this one, and then I took that one, and then I think this is sparkly. Yeah, that's the sparkly one. That's blue. That's that. The other one isn't in here. Where is my other white pen? That's sparkly as well. Oh, here it is. What's it doing in with my alcohol marker? My acrylic markers. No wonder I couldn't find it. Okay. Ooh, really doesn't go like going over these mermaid markers. Stop, Maddie. No. We can't salvage that, but at least it looks like chickens, okay? At least it looks like chickens, right? Maddie, stop. Let's give this guy some more. The door's open, Maddie. Go out, please. I don't know what you're singing about. That's kind of helping a little bit. I don't know what you're singing about. Stop, please. I think we're just gonna pretend that works. So look, some of them do, some of them don't. You can't win all of them. The grey chickens were fine until I coloured them. The brown chickens look all right, actually. It's a bit muddled over here, but it's muddled in the picture. You can't really tell what's chicken and what's not. But these look all right. And because these look all right, and you kind of look at it and go, oh, yeah, it's chickens. It's a group of chickens. So there we go. I'm going to assume that works. I'm going to call it a win. I mean, compared to the picture, you know, you look at that and you go, you know it's chickens, but you also can't see very much definition on any of these either. So, what do we think? Do we think it's a win? I'm going to call it a win. Let's just pretend. I'm going to stop there. Thanks for joining me, guys, as I succeeded in drawing chickens and then failed to colour them in. But you know, you want to add texture with confetti eggs and yellow gritty something for feed. Yeah, could add some texture. Yeah, certainly could. I mean, something like this would probably work. These drawing pencils to just, you know, give them something to stand on, kind of thing. At the same time giving them a little bit of a shadow. Kind of picking out the bits in between the chickens. Kind of like that. No, that does help a little bit. Not from a distance, but it does up close. It does help a little bit, yeah. Maybe connect them all up together. Maybe do a little bit of dark here and there. And that might be a bit too dark. Just a bit of kind of patchiness. I mean, sure. Confetti eggs. I don't know about confetti egg. Confetti eggs? What's a confetti egg? I don't even know what a confetti egg is. But we're going to call that done. We're going to call it done. We're going to take a photo. Fortunately, we took a photo of it before we destroyed it with colour. So we've still got the ability to... Well, actually, it looks better on a photo, I've got to say. Take a shot of the chickens this side and then a shot of the chickens this side. It doesn't look too bad on camera. Looks can be deceiving sometimes. Right, let's call that job done. Thanks for joining me, guys. I will see you again. I'll be back on Sunday, but I do have a video coming out probably tomorrow, question mark, maybe Friday. Depends how long it takes me to edit it. I don't really want to edit very much, but, you know, can't always tell how long it's going to take. All right, see you again soon. Bye.